The son of my friend, one might say my childhood friend, Nikolai Petrovich? My father's name was Nikolai Lvovich. Lvovich, the general corrected himself, but unhurriedly and with perfect assurance, as if he had not forgotten in the least but had only made an accidental slip. He sat down and, also taking the prince's hand, sat him down beside him. I used to carry you about in my arms, sir. Really? Asked the prince. My father has been dead for 20 years now. Yes, 20 years, 20 years and 3 months. We studied together. I went straight into the military. My father was also in the military, a second lieutenant in the Vasilkovsky regiment. The Belomyrsky. His transfer to the Belomyrsky came almost on the eve of his death. I stood there and blessed him into eternity. Your mother? The general paused as if in sad remembrance. Yes, she also died 6 months later, of a chill, said the prince. Not of a chill, not of a chill, believe an old man. I was there, I buried her, too. Of grief over the prince, and not of a chill. Yes, sir, I have memories of the princess, too. Youth. Because of her, the prince and I, childhood friends, nearly killed each other. The prince began listening with a certain mistrust. I was passionately in love with your mother while she was still a fiancée, my friend's fiancée. The prince noticed it and was shocked. He comes to me in the morning, before 7 o'clock, wakes me up. I get dressed in amazement, there is silence on both sides, I understand everything. He takes 2 pistols from his pocket. Across a handkerchief. 28 without witnesses. Why witnesses, if we'll be sending each other into eternity in 5 minutes? We loaded the pistols, stretched out the handkerchief, put the pistols to each other's hearts, and looked into each other's faces. Suddenly tears burst from our eyes, our hands trembled. Both of us, at once. Well, naturally, then came embraces and a contest in mutual magnanimity. The prince cries, "She's yours." I cry, "She's yours." In short, you've come to live with us? Yes, for a while, perhaps, said the prince, as if stammering slightly. Prince, Mama wants to see you, cried Kolya, looking in at the door. The prince got up to leave, but the general placed his right hand on his shoulder and amiably forced him back down on the couch. As a true friend of your father's, I wish to warn you, said the general, I have suffered, as you can see yourself, owing to a tragic catastrophe, but without a trial. Without a trial. Nina Alexandrovna is a rare woman. Varvara Ardalionovna, my daughter, is a rare daughter. Owing to certain circumstances, we let rooms, an unheard of degradation. I, for whom it only remained to become a governor-general. But we're always glad to have you. And meanwhile there's a tragedy in my house. The prince looked at him questioningly and with great curiosity. A marriage is being prepared, a rare marriage. A marriage between an ambiguous woman and a young man who could be a Komaryanker. 29 This woman will be introduced into the house in which my daughter and wife live. But as long as there is breath in me, she will not enter it. I'll lie down on the threshold, and just let her step over me. I almost don't speak with Ganya now, I even avoid meeting him. I'm warning you on purpose, though if you live with us you'll witness it anyway without that. But you are my friend's son, and I have the right to hope. Prince, be so kind as to come to me in the drawing room, Nina Alexandrovna called, appearing in the doorway herself. Imagine, my friend, cried the general, it appears I dandled the prince in my arms. Nina Alexandrovna looked reproachfully at the general and searchingly at the prince, but did not say a word. The prince followed her, but they had only just come to the drawing room and sat down, and Nina Alexandrovna had only just begun telling the prince something hastily and in a half-whisper, when the general himself suddenly arrived in the drawing room. Nina Alexandrovna fell silent at once and bent over her knitting with obvious vexation. The general may have noticed her vexation, but he continued to be in the most excellent spirits. My friend's son, he cried, addressing Nina Alexandrovna. And so unexpectedly.